I just finished watching season 7 of Black Mirror. Here are my takes on the best and worst episodes. Now, don't get it twisted. Each episode in this season was good in its own right. This is just strictly my personal opinion. I just need to let that be known. That being said, the best episode in this season has to be none other than Eulogy. I will say it again. The emotion that I felt in this episode is unlike anything I've seen in the entirety of Black Mirror. Now, why do I say that? That's because it's relatable. We all had that special somebody that at one point ended up leaving our lives, or we ended up leaving them. And either way you put it, we still regret the actions. Thinking back to all the good times that we had with that specific person, trying not to relive it because it hurt. But deep down, we know it meant something, no matter how you want to put it. And Paul Giamatti's acting in this was superb. The emotion, the cues, the beats, all of it, just fantastic. It takes you through this story we are all too familiar with, but at the same time, hits on an emotional level. And if you're capable of doing that, you've won. And by God, I will die on this hill, Eulogy fucking did that. This shit was peak cinema. It was. And that is why it is my favorite episode out of season 7. I could go on and on about this episode, but that's going to take up too much time. And as for my least favorite, it's going to none other than Hotel Reverie. Now, I can already hear the comments flooding in, thinking they know exactly why I hated this episode. But it's not for the reasons you think, so stop assuming that's the case. The previous video I made on this had nothing to do with what you all are complaining about. So stop thinking that it is, because you'd be wrong. The reason I didn't like it is because the majority of it up until the very end, like the very, very end, was just bland. Not to mention when the plot was dropped to the woman in the movie about what was happening and how nothing was real, she didn't even react to it. She acted like it was just a casual Tuesday. If it were me, I'd start losing my damn mind. Also, the part where Dorothy here manages to breach the veil, all of a sudden all of her memories come back to her about her actor, but that's not how that works. Let alone the fact that it's stated by her that she has no recollection of the person that plays her. And how the system is able to do that is honestly beyond me. But again, that's not even the reason why I didn't like it. The reason I didn't like it is because it tries to recreate San Junipero, but fails in doing so. The story has an over-reliance on tech that's not really even that well explained. But at times, it's over-explained to compensate for the times that it wasn't explained, in places that it doesn't need to be. Like, this entire thing was a cool idea. It just could have been executed in literally any other way. Plus, let's just get something out of the way, the casting just wasn't it. Whether this is intentional in the episode or not, but she tries to make us believe that she is 100% an A-list actor, but that's nowhere close to actually being true. The acting is really subpar, and the charisma is just not there. Again, not sure if that's meant to be that way, or if that's actually how it is. And you see, that's what I'm saying. There's just so much going against this, it's kind of hard to enjoy. For an honorable mention, that being the first episode titled Common People. This is the epitome, as I've stated, of subscription-based services doing the absolute most for no reason whatsoever. Being as scummy as possible to get the most out of their customers. Unwillingly, mind you, to where you have to no matter what. Definitely breaks laws, like a lot of laws, but companies don't care. They get away with this stuff all the time. And this episode is a call out to that, to how the middle and lower class are taken advantage of by these subscription-based services who they need in order to do what has to be done. And this episode is more or less sending a message instead of actually just being an episode. And I think that's very smart because some of these corporations do not deserve to have business whatsoever, let alone being able to get away with highway robbery to that extent. But that was my take on the best and worst episodes in Black Mirror Season 7. But I want to know from you, which one was your favorite and which one was your least favorite?